The year was 1783, Whispering Woods, Pennsylvania, a place of dark beauty, forever scarred by a horrific event. They called her Eleanor, a woman of the woods. The townsfolk, gripped by fear and superstition, accused her of witchcraft. Her crime? A series of misfortunes that befell the town, a blight on their crops, a sickness that swept through their homes. Eleanor was condemned. They dragged her to the heart of the woods, to a clearing where ancient oaks stood like silent witnesses. There they built a pyre, the flames consuming her. But before the fire claimed her life, Eleanor uttered a chilling curse. She vowed that her spirit would forever haunt the woods, seeking vengeance on those who dared to enter. For centuries, the legend of the witch's curse haunted the town. Whispering Woods became a place of dread, avoided by all who valued their sanity. The stories spoke of strange lights, disembodied whispers, and a bone-chilling cold that gripped the very soul. Fast forward to the present day. 3 college friends, Sarah, Matt, and James, scoffed at the local law. Armed with cameras and scientific curiosity, they planned to spend a night in the infamous woods. Their mission? To debunk the myth, to prove that the witch's curse was nothing more than folklore. Sarah, the group's skeptic, saw it as a chance to conquer her own fears. Matt, the tech whiz, was eager to capture evidence to prove the existence of the paranormal. James, the historian of the group, was drawn to the historical significance of the location. Their youthful arrogance blinded them to the very real danger that awaited. They packed their gear, their laughter echoing in the car as they drove towards Whispering Woods. Little did they know they were driving towards their worst nightmare. As twilight descended, casting long shadows across the forest floor, the trio arrived at the edge of the woods. The air grew heavy, the silence broken only by the rustling of leaves. They set up camp near the clearing, the rumoured site of Eleanor's execution. An uneasy feeling settled over them as they unloaded their equipment. The woods seemed to watch them, the trees taking on eerie shapes in the fading light. They tried to shake off the feeling, their laughter sounding forced in the stillness of the woods. The temperature dropped as darkness enveloped the forest. The once comforting campfire now seemed to cast menacing shadows that danced around them. The first few hours passed without incident. They ate their dinner, their voices a feeble attempt to break the unnerving silence of the woods. But as the fire dwindled and darkness tightened its grip, the atmosphere shifted. The air grew heavy, charged with an unseen energy. The silence became oppressive, broken only by the sound of their own breathing. They could feel their heartbeats quicken, their senses on high alert. The forest seemed to hold its breath, waiting, watching. The once comforting warmth of the fire now seemed to offer little comfort against the growing chill that seeped into their bones. Something was wrong. They could feel it in the air, in the stillness of the woods. Then they heard it. A faint whisper carried on the wind. It seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. It was a woman's voice, filled with sorrow and rage. At first they dismissed it as their imaginations, the power of suggestion playing tricks on their minds, but the whispers grew louder, more insistent. They swirled around them, weaving a tapestry of terror. The voice spoke of betrayal, of pain, of a thirst for revenge. The trees themselves seemed to whisper, their leaves rustling like 1,000 voices. Fear tightened its grip on the trio. Their blood ran cold as they realized that they were not alone in the woods. They were surrounded by something ancient, something evil. The witch's curse was real. Section 6. Trapped in terror. Panic set in. They scrambled to gather their belongings, their movements clumsy and frantic. They had to get out of the woods, to escape the unseen force that surrounded them. But the darkness seemed to have taken on a life of its own, disorienting them, twisting familiar paths into a labyrinth of fear. They ran through the woods, branches clawing at their clothes, their breath coming in ragged gasps. But the whispers followed them, growing louder, taunting them, herding them deeper into the heart of darkness. The woods had become their prison, the darkness their jailer. They were trapped, hunted by a force they could not see, could not reason with. Section 7. The Phantom of the Woods. Through the darkness, a figure emerged. Tall and gaunt, it seemed to glide through the trees, its eyes burning with an unholy light. The air grew frigid, their breath forming icy clouds in the night. The figure moved towards them, its silence more terrifying than any scream. They stumbled backward, their voices caught in their throats. The ghostly figure raised its hand, its long skeletal fingers reaching for them. A blood-curdling scream escaped Sarah's lips, shattering the silence of the night. They turned and ran, their fear lending them speed. They didn't dare look back. The image of the ghostly figure seared into their minds. The witch's curse was not a legend, it was a living nightmare. Section 8. Scars of Fear. They finally stumbled out of the woods, exhausted, terrified, forever changed. The sun had begun to rise, casting a pale light on the world, but for them, the darkness lingered. The events of the night haunted their waking hours, the whispers echoing in their dreams. Sarah, once a skeptic, now slept with the lights on, her nights plagued by nightmares. Matt, his skepticism shattered, could no longer look at his equipment without reliving the terror. James, his historical curiosity replaced by a deep-seated fear, refused to speak of the woods again. The witch's curse had claimed more than just their peace of mind. It had stolen their sense of safety, their belief in the rational world. They were left with the chilling realization that some things are best left undisturbed, some places better left unexplored. Section 9. The Woods' Enduring Grip. Whispering Woods remained, a silent sentinel guarding its secrets. The legend of the witch's curse continued, a stark warning to those who dared to tempt fate. The trio's experience served as a chilling reminder that some places are forever marked by darkness, their history written in fear and despair. The woods stood as a testament to the enduring power of belief, the haunting truth that some stories, no matter how terrifying, refuse to stay buried.